Biology 1A, it's Mrs. Olson. I'm sorry I'm not here today. I had a family emergency, so I wanted to make sure that you get the genetics information that you need. So, in order for us to go over the genetics problems that we're about to do, make sure that you have this Punnett Square Guide. That's what I'm going to call this, a Punnett Square Guide. And we're in our notes, so this is the same two problems that you have in your notes. I'm going to do these two for you, and maybe a third if I have time. So I just want you to follow along, and I'll show you how to do these genetics problems. So the first thing we do is we follow the guide. So it says step 1, choose a letter, represent the genes in the cross. So let's look at this. Purple is dominant to white. So I can choose any letter I want, but here's a hint. Try to choose a letter that looks different as a capital letter than a lowercase. So for example, purple, a lot of people would go right to P. Well, that'll work, but it's hard to tell sometimes if you have a capital P or a lowercase p. So I'm going to choose a different letter. I'm going to use B. So big B is going to represent something and little b is. And I write it down right away. So go ahead and do that. And it says purple is dominant to white. So dominant means that it masks or hides the recessive. And if purple is dominant, then that's going to be represented by the big B. And then the little b is white. I never skip this step. I've been doing this for genetics problems for about 25 years, and I always write down what the two alleles are, the two different forms of the gene. Otherwise, I struggle. Okay? So that's step number 1, choose a letter, represent the genes of the cross. Step 2, write the genotypes of the parents. Well, the genotypes are what two letters make up the parents. They have to have two alleles because they got one from mom and one from dad. So let's see this one. A pea plant is homozygous for white. A pea plant that is homozygous for white flowers is crossed with a pea plant that is homozygous for purple. So I'm going to start with the first parent. I hear the word white and I put a little b down right away because if they're white, they have at least one little b. And the only way they can stay white is if they have another little b. So there's my first parent. I put an X to show a cross. And the second parent is homozygous for purple. I hear the word purple, and I put a big B down. Now I have to use my clues, because if you're purple, you could be big B, or big B, little b. If they're homozygous, prefix homo means same, then the other allele that that flower has is also a big B. So I just did step 2, write the genotypes of the parents. Step 3, determine the possible gametes that the parents can produce. Well, this flower can pass on little b's to its offspring, and this one can pass on big B's. That's pretty easy with a monohybrid cross. That won't take you very long. Step 4, enter the possible gametes. Those are sex cells. So in this case, this is a plant, so this would be pollen, at the top and left side of the Punnett square. So I have to take one. It doesn't matter which one, but I got to keep them together and put it along the top of the Punnett square. And I have to take the other parent and put it along the side. I just did step 4. Go ahead and do that. And now step 5 says, complete the Punnett square by writing the alleles from the gametes in the appropriate boxes. Before you do this yourself, please watch me the first time. Because I remember when I was in high school, I was learning genetics problems. I couldn't get how they filled in the Punnett square. And I had to rewatch this, so watch it again, please. I'm going to bring this one over and this one down. You've probably done something like this in math. I'm going to bring this one over and this one down. I bring this one over and this one down, and this one over and this one down. Okay? So I'm pretty far along right now. Now, the only piece I would have to do left, or I would have left, is that I would have to answer the question. So you don't have a question right here, but let's say I asked, what color could the offspring be? So what I'm really asking now is not just the genotype, what genes make it up, but what's the phenotype. I like to remember phenotype as phenotype and photograph start with the same two letters. So it means what does it look like? So I have this one And if it has a big B, then it's purple. I have this one, it's purple, this one's purple, and this one is purple. So the answer is purple. All of the offspring would be purple. Why? Because the allele big B is dominant to the little one. Now let's be clear here. They don't mix. Those offspring are not going to be lavender, like a mix between purple and white. The big B totally covers up or masks the little b, so they're all purple. Go ahead and fill that in if you have it. I'm going to do the last one for you. Okay, there's not a lot of room for me to write this one, so I'm going to stick it right here. We'll be all right. I'll stick it here. So a pea plant that is homozygous for white flowers is crossed with a pea plant that is heterozygous for purple flowers. Go here. Step 1 says, choose a letter to represent the genes in the cross. I already got that done, so I'm good. Step 2, write the genotypes of the parents, all right? So the first plant is homozygous for white. So I hear the word white, and I put a little b down. Homo means same, so the other one has to be a little b. But really, if it's white, it would be little b, little b. And it's crossed this one that's heterozygous for purple. I hear purple, so I put a big B down. And if it's heterozygous, hetero means different, there's my second allele. I have to have 2 alleles for every organism, because one came from mom, one came from dad. Right? So now I'm on step 3, determine the gametes. This could pass on a big B and a little b. And this could just pass on little b's to the next generation. Take the gametes from one of the parents and put it here. Take the gametes from the other parent and put it there. I'm going to I'm on step 5, this one over, and this one down, this one over, and this one down, this one over, this one down, this one over, and this one down. And let's go back to that original question. What color would the offspring be? Well, this one would be purple, this one would be purple, this would be white, and this would be white. So I could say for my answer, what color will the offspring be? Purple or white. And this is a good time to talk about what this means. This doesn't mean when I cross one pea plant with another that I'm going to get 4 little baby plants. That's not actually what it means. It shows probability. So what it means is when I cross these 2 plants, I am only going to get 1 baby plant, but there's a 50% chance it will be purple and a 50% chance it'll be white. Half of the odds are purple and half are white. And if you're not sure how to figure out percents, because there are some problems that ask you what percent chance, then you can think of this as like a dollar. And this is 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. So if I have 2, it's 25, 50, or 50% of the chance. All right, team, you're going to do some practice now on this. You're actually going to get, you have the practice in the packet, and then if you have time, I have another one. Do your best, and when I come back, I'll see you when we're back. We'll make sure we got it. Thank you.